How would your life change if you inherited $100,000 tomorrow? Would allow me and my partner to stay where we are, but expand our house to accommodate future kids, more guests. We live in a 2-bed, 1-bath, 1,000 square feet house in a neighborhood we love, and monthly payment we got in 2018 is such that if we even wanted to modestly upsize by moving to a bigger house in our area, we're talking almost double the monthly payment with today's interest rates. Being able to add another bedroom and bathroom with that dollar would allow us to stay in the neighborhood we love and be able to actually share the space with more than just the two of us. I would get to repay a debt few have to manage my wife's love and support. I have a wife that supports me. I lost my job 3 weeks before getting married 3 years ago. I married her because she was perfect to me in every way I could imagine, and I love her. I have loved her more daily. She has managed rent of our fancy apartment, paid my study tools like ULD and bourse for medical USMLE prepped, paid our car, and more that I can count non-stop. If I got $100,000 tomorrow, I'd give $75,000 to her right away and put $25,000 into my own trading account and grow that. I'd be really sad for either my grandma or mum to have passed away. My dad is remarried, so I wouldn't get anything there unless my stepmom also passed in some accident. Then I'd take all the bereavement my job could give, go spend time with family, and then go back to life. After dealing with the immediate issues of family having died, I would talk to my wife about what to do with it, but in a vacuum, I'll probably use it to smoothly change jobs to something I hate less. Hell, maybe even something I don't hate at all. While $100,000 would be nice, I'm not at the stage of my life where that's a life-altering amount of money anymore. Suspect my wife and I would split the money between a rainy day fund, paying off down some things that right now we're doing incrementally, put some into the stock market, and probably a nice vacation. When we come back from that vacation, we're still working our regular jobs, still paying our mortgage. We're just in a little more comfortable a position than we were before the inheritance. With the way things are, $100K would not be life-changing money. It will be like savings of 3 to 5 years. So, it will really help in life, but can't quit the job and chill with that amount of money even though it's huge. Would probably invest it in diversified places and continue working, cause that's not enough to last a lifetime. But if I got $1 million, now that's a life-changing amount of money. I'd quit work and move back to my home country, pursue my hobbies and spend time with family. I think whoever left me the money would be a bigger loss than the $100K's value gained. So I'd lose someone close to me for some cash grey. Not enough money to do anything sustainable with really. And it's not like there are any brilliant options out there to save it for a time of need. Perhaps if you're just about to start a business. But there is an argument to be made that doing it too quickly can contribute to its failure. The only thing that would change is paying off credit and student loans and buying my wife and I more time to find jobs before we run out of money. My parents were our only childcare until they got COVID and my dad died. We lost our jobs and had to move into my mum's house to take care of her. We're a month away from running out of money, and I'm trying to find a minimum wage job to support a family of 5. This happened to my 2 brothers and I a couple months ago. The 23-year-old has gone off the deep end with tracks and guns. The 20-year-old is a miser and does everything in his power not to touch his share. My debts are now paid off and 95 of what I was given is invested with my stockbroker. I'm sitting on it until my income goes up enough that I can comfortably afford a $1 million home. It would give us a down payment sufficient to finally buy a home. Husband who is considering leaving his job because he is being exploited and undervalued by his boss. But he can't just leave because we live in an extremely rural area where jobs are hard to come by. Having the extra money would give us more time for him to figure out his new direction. Given that I only know one person with that sort of money, I no longer have to deal with my mother-in-law, so I get $100,000 and a headache gone. Win-win. Seriously though, she's horrible. I would wipe away my wife's student loans and my student loans, which would leave us a good amount for future IVF transfers. Damn. Now I wonder how Mil's kidney disease is coming along. I'm out of non-housing debt by the end of the week, have decent retirement savings, and my sister is no longer in credit card debt. She can pay me back if she wants, but no interest and no real hurry. It's nice. Immediately. A little financial breathing room, but not extremely life-changing for me, though nice for my sister. Not crazy about inherited as a method, though. Pay all debt. Put the remaining $80K towards a house. Pay about a third of our rent as a mortgage, given that we are already saving a massive amount for our down payment. Take excess money every month and divide in two. Use first half to build a savings for house upgrades. Use second half to invest into low-fee index funds for some eventual rainy day passive income. Want to own multiple businesses, so I'd drop out of my current degree as I'm only doing this to get funds. I'm a first-generation immigrant, so I have no connections here. So, research the markets I want to access and begin building. I already have vast knowledge, so really I'm waiting to hit execute on my plans. I'd be happy living in a garage till my money is up. $10K would allow me to pay my credit card debt, my student loans off, and probably all of my wife's medical debt. Lie unknown is my wife's medical debt. And that $50K would go into a retirement savings account with the most aggressive as possible profile to make the most I can, and then tone it back in a few years. I will quit my job, well, any job, for a year or two. Invest $75K. Keep $25,000 for living. Closer to the end of first year, I will go study to upgrade my work skills or learn some new skills. At the end of the second year, I will come back to work or start my own small business. Depends on what I decide to do after a year of rest. $10K won't make any difference in your life because it happened to me. I got some needed dental work done. Bought my daughter a used but reliable car for college. I paid off some debt and it was gone. It's not really enough to give you a better life quality. It's just enough to take care of some pressing issues. My life wouldn't change super dramatically. I'd be debt-free and would have college funds set up for my kids and would be back at work on Monday, because what's left won't even buy a new house anymore. But I wouldn't be a debt slave anymore. A lot sooner than I would otherwise. College debt, car note paid off. $50,000 to spare. Would probably put towards house to lower monthly mortgage payments. Financially would be a little comfier, which would be a lovely change compared to the looming debt right now that's going to take a couple decades to pay down. I'm roughly $107,000 in debt from piled on credit and student loans. I'm slowly chipping away at it, but the percentages and the way the student loans are configured, I'll likely reach a stagnation point or slowly start losing. $100,000 would free me up so much. So much. If be able to pay off my debts, $15K car note included, buy a ring to propose to my partner, and we can put a down payment on a new place. Have some leftover to build. That would be incredible. I've been laid off 3 times in the past 3 years. Been tough to build momentum. My life wouldn't change. Sure, I'd be in a better spot, but I'd still be going to work. So, maybe just a bit of stress off. A vacation. Really? It's only extra year's salary, so it would just be a bum. I do, however, understand in my career and choices I made, I'm kind of blessed. My roommate recently moved out because he bought a house. Well, his parents gave him $120,000 towards his down payment. It's about a year later, and he still doesn't realize how fortunate he is. He was complaining to me about his mortgage payment yesterday. You chose tell us what you would do or did. T happened to me, but the majority of the inheritance was in stocks, so I basically kept most of those and sold a few, and bought a few different ones. I think my parents were better investors than I am. Not much other than getting me to retirement a few years sooner, assuming the investments go well. Would be nice to pay off the college loans in one fell sweep with some of it, and have that monthly payment back in the account to save elsewhere though. Rosin in the middle of a Canadian winter. It would completely change my life right now. I'd get a new furnace, fix my pipes, fix my damn roof that's leaking, and throw the rest into rests for my kiddos. If I got that tax-free, etc. Then I would be able to pay off all of my small debts and then have a buffer. Having that buffer would allow for a lot of peace of mind. That being said, $100,000 is not that much money these days. It's not really FU money. Would help me and my wife leave our roach-infested apartment building while letting her focus on finishing her school without being so stressed about finances. I'm disabled on a small fixed income, so not being able to help her kills me inside. Massively. Have been ridiculously stressed for months. In fact, if someone could just lie to me and say I have for 10 minutes, so I could remember what not frowning all the time and having relaxed neck and shoulders feels like, I'd be grateful. It would pay off my house, car, and the small amount of credit card debt I have. I would be completely debt-free, which would allow me to funnel more money in my retirement account, travel more and put money towards my child's education. Significantly, have our full house down payment put aside. Finally have the wedding my fiancé and I want, as well as the honeymoon, and have a bit left over to put the foundations down for a retirement rainy day fund. We're in the process of buying a house, so it for sure would help with putting down a bigger down payment, or it would mean affording a bigger house. Other than that, it wouldn't change much, but it would for sure be very welcomed. It would change my life drastically. I would be able to help my mum financially where it would make a difference to her. I'd be able to buy a house and be able to afford it instead of just scraping by living in a nosy apartment. We have stayed away from debt for the most part, so more than half of it would just be in the savings account. The raise we would get from the $1,000 a month we pay towards the $40,000 of non-house debt we have would be awesome though.